Magic Camp is the new Disney Plus original film that came out yesterday, Friday, August 14th. The film is about Andy, played by Adam Devine, at the urging of his former mentor and Magic Camp owner Rory Preston, played by Jeffrey Tambor, returns as a counselor to the camp of his youth to reignite his career. Guys, welcome back to another review here on Match Talk Movies. And once again, as I said, we are reviewing Magic Camp. Have you seen Magic Camp? Let me know in the comment section down below your non-spoiler thoughts of the film. If you haven't, have you seen the trailer? Or did you even know this movie was coming out on Friday on Disney Plus? So guys, I headed into this movie with very low standards. This movie was filmed almost 4 years ago. And really January of 2017 was where it just begun filming. So this film was done a while ago. And it was supposed to come out in about April of 2018. For some reason, it was pushed and completely taken off of the calendar. This movie was kind of scrapped. And then I guess when Disney Plus came out, they said, let's just put this on Disney Plus, which kind of what they did with Artemis Fowl, a movie that was shot a long time ago, multiple years, had release dates, were pushed, and then all of a sudden was just put on Disney Plus. And I really didn't like Artemis Fowl. I have reviewed that movie on this channel, so you can check that out as well. But I was, just like Artemis Fowl, nervous to see this movie. The production issues, the pushing of this movie, the fact that it was completely scrapped off of the calendar of movies just didn't really give me any hope to enjoy this movie. But I'm a big Adam Devine fan. I think he is really good. Gillian Jacobs is someone who I think is completely underrated right now, and I think she's really good as well. So I was hoping for this movie to work, and for me, this movie is okay. It is way better than I expected, and I think if you guys are walking into this movie like I did, I think you're going to find a lot of enjoyment in Magic Camp. The biggest reason why is Adam Devine is really watchable, really good, and basically, in my opinion, everything that he has touched so far in his career. Obviously, I really enjoy. He was one of the standouts for me in those Pitch Perfect movies. He stole a lot of scenes. And then I really loved him in Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates, which for me is a completely underrated comedy, which came out 4 years ago with Zac Efron. So I really, and I like his stand-up as well. So just to see him, again, in a lead role actually was a breath of fresh air for him. And he's kind of doing a Jack Black from School of Rock in here. But for me, he does it in a very unique way that's very Adam Devine. And that is really good. You get why he has to come back to the camp. Basically, he used to be probably the top camper ever at that camp. But out of all the campers, like David Blaine and Gillian Jacobs' character, his character doesn't become a big magic superstar. He ends up just driving taxis in Vegas. So when Jeffrey Tambor, who runs the camp, comes back and says, your life needs to be restarted, basically, he becomes a counselor, and he ends up that he gets these group of kids that are basically all first-time campers. And he's kind of screwed because all these guys, some of these people don't know anything about magic, were just brought to the camp so parents could escape from their children. Some of them have talent, but have stage fright. Some just don't really want to even be involved in magic, even though their lineage tells them to be a magician. And the huge entertaining part of the movie was that basically there are bunks. There's 4 different bunks: the diamonds, the hearts, the spades, and those and the I'm trying to think, and the clubs. I guess I already said that. And the hearts. Sorry. And then the winner at the end of the year, you're basically fighting against other bunks in a magic trick at the last day of camp when all your parents get to see what you do. So I was actually pretty invested in what would happen. You knew that now this story is super cliched, very predictable. This movie is basically, you've seen this a million times. This is just in a magic camp type of form, where this is kind of, it's different from Camp Rock in the fact that, yes, it is different bunks going against each other, but it's very solo driven. And superstar heavy. This movie obviously is about the kids as well. And our main kid is right there. I'm trying to point to him right there. His name is Theo in the movie. His dad passed away, and he was basically the only person who really cared about Theo's magic, and he we have some twists, but basically you at the early part you know that his dad is the one who applied him before he died to this camp. But he's very nervous about doing his card tricks because he only performed it in front of his dad. And because he's passed away, that's very emotional for him. All that type of stuff. Adam Devine and Gillian Jacobs have a relationship in this movie. They used to be romantically involved. They were a group together. They went to camp together. Then she became this mega star. She's a featured person at Caesars in the movie. And then Adam Devine felt that she left him behind. So they have all these type of storylines going on. Overall, guys, I really think this is a good enough movie. Way better than I expected. The cast, the kids are really enjoyable to watch on screen. And guess what? I was rooting, even though you knew everything that was going to happen, I was kind of rooting for that to happen. They developed a lot of these kids in here. You can already see on my poster, all these kids do get big storylines in the movie. Theo's kind of the lead kid, but everyone else does get their own storylines, their own unique storylines with Adam Devine. And they do feel like a good bunk at the end of the movie. You feel like they've been there for that. They're really at the camp for 40 days. It does feel like they were there for 40 days. Relationships start to build. Romances begin to build. Adam Devine is basically the leader of the bunk, and he is really, really good in the movie. Gillian Jacobs, who usually does still scenes, wasn't as funny as she usually is, but that doesn't mean she gives a bad performance. What she does in the movie is really solid. A couple scenes she goes so over the top that I really enjoyed her in this movie. Not one of my favorite Gillian Jacobs, but I think she's still a very enjoyable actress to watch. Jeffrey Tambor, he's not really in the movie that much. When he's on, he's really good as well. And there's some great messages for kids. This is a great movie for the family to sit down and watch on Disney+. If you're not really watching anything this weekend, Project Power on Netflix, which I reviewed yesterday, is a rated R movie. So if you want to watch a movie with your kids, parents out there, this is a good movie to do that for. You might not get a lot out of it, but I'm sure your kids are going to love this movie. At times, though, it does feel like a Disney Channel movie, especially in that first act. I was kind of getting vibes of Disney Channel. It definitely looks like, for me, a streaming service movie. As well as the plot is very predictable. You know exactly where everyone's going to be headed at the end of the movie, which takes a lot out of the emotional end of the film. When people are leaving camp, you should be crying or something, or be that emotionally invested in the characters. But it kind of rushes through those endings, and because you know everything that's going to happen, the movie kind of understands that, so it just moves by it very quickly. So overall, I'll give Magic Camp a 2.5 stars out of 5, a 50%. For me, it's an average movie. It has some really charming characters, a great cast in here, but it's very cliched, very predictable. It's not trying to surprise you in any way. This movie could have been a lot more inventive. It does seem like a School of Rock, not ripoff, but just a School of Rock version of Magic. So for me, it's a 2.5 stars out of 5. Have you enjoyed this Magic Camp review? The best way to support Mac Talk Movies is to hit that like button. Comment down below your thoughts of the movie, non-spoiler thoughts. Share this video, and to subscribe to the channel. Today, I'll be doing a live stream from 11 a.m. to noon Pacific time. With my friend Joe, we'll be ranking our top 10 favorite DreamWorks animated films. If you like this review and you like other Disney Plus reviews, I've already reviewed Artemis Fowl on this YouTube channel. I'll put it right next to my head. Also, I have a whole list of Netflix movies. If you like Netflix movies, I do the new Netflix movie every single Friday. Check out that playlist and subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys for watching my review of Magic Camp. We'll see you later today.